Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Casca and I like to make things. In today's video I'll be decorating a Victorian hat and making a brooch. This is the fifth part in my series on making a Giger's alien-inspired 1890s walking suit. I've created a playlist for this project which I'll link down in the description. I've already got the base for the hat. Unfortunately, I didn't get any footage of me making it because I just had my COVID vaccine and wasn't really up for filming. I'll do a proper video on hat making at some point in the future. In this video, I'll be decorating the hat. I've got a bunch of ribbon and feathers and my hope is to recreate something similar in shape to the alien queen's head. I'd also like to make a chest burster to wrap around the brim of the hat. Having entire birds on your hat was a thing in the 1890s, so it seems fitting. For the brooch, I've got some clay and I want to try and make a cameo brooch with an alien on it. I don't really know what I'm doing with this, so it's going to be a lot of trial and error with this one. I started off by sculpting an alien in the middle of the brooch. I then added a decorative border. I had to go at sculpting a chest burster, but yeah, not so great. Okay, so this is the kind of shape that I've got going on so far. I think this mimics the alien queen crown quite nicely, just with the general shape, because we've got the top point here and then 1, 2, 3 bits down here. I think this will be emphasised more once the feathers are on, because once they're overlaid they'll help to bring out the little peaks a bit more. The only thing is this is a little bit floppy. So I'm thinking what I might do is make like a flower or something out of ribbon and put that there just to help hold that upright a bit more. To make the flower I cut a long length of ribbon and did a gathering stitch along one side. I then gathered it up as tight as I could and coiled it around itself and stitched it through the middle. Okay, so I've added one of these little flower things to the front of it, same as the one on the back, which is to prop this up. Since I tried doing the chest burster wrapping around and it went in the bin because it was rubbish, like it was so bad. Like, not only was the sculpt really bad, but it occurred to me that having something that large wrapped all the way around the hat, we're going to completely lose all of this detail and it's just going to overwhelm it. I do still kind of want to have something on there though, so I'm thinking I might have a go at crafting like a baby face hugger and just have it like on the side or something, or on the back. So I'll have a little play. If it looks rubbish then I'll scrap it, but if it looks alright then I'll use it. I've got some like badge like backs, so I can attach it to one of those and then it's removable as well. Right, so after spending ages and ages and ages sculpting that brooch, it was rubbish. It went in the bin straight away. It was absolutely crap. What I ended up doing was going online and ordering some brooch backs. This is what I received. I've got plenty of them. Unfortunately, I didn't read the thing properly. These aren't actually brooch backs, these are for necklaces. They're really pretty and they're black, so they're kind of goth. I think I'll actually get some use out of those, like, other than with this project. This is the one that I've decided to go with for the brooch because I think having this bit on here, it's not too in your face because of these details around here. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to get one that I'm not that fussed about using, and I'm going to use this as a base to mould the actual alien brooch into. I have got some Fimo because I've seen online that this isn't too bad for sculpting. That other clay was just terrible. It was absolutely the worst thing to use. It's the sort of thing you'd expect for little kids to use. Sort of thing that a child could eat and not hurt themselves. But this apparently isn't too bad, so we will give this a go. I'm going to be sculpting it out of this into here, and then my plan is to use some of this to actually take the mould, because apparently with this stuff you can use it to take a mould and use it to mould stuff, and it's really tough and it's reusable, so if I make a mistake I can just dunk it into hot water again and it'll melt down again. So I might try adding a little bit of like a browny colour and a little bit of a yellowy colour, just ever so slightly to this to colour it a little bit to make it not as pure white. But we'll see, I'll do a couple of tests and we'll see how it works out. Okay, so I got really distracted playing with the polymorph, but basically this is it. You put it in boiling water and it goes all gooey. This is some that I put over my mould that just came out of the oven. Like, I just let it cool a bit, and now I'm just waiting for this to harden enough so that I can peel it off and then put some more polymorph in that and make a mould out of it, if that makes sense. Okay, so this happened. I didn't know what Fimo was before I started making this. Turns out it's polymer clay, which means it's plastic based. So when I used the polymorph as a mould, they ended up just fusing together. So I'm gonna have to make a new one, and this time I'm thinking I'm just gonna cut out the middleman, just make it out of Fimo. Okay, so I have sculpted another one. This one's actually slightly better than the old one because I'm used to using this a bit more now. So this is going to get popped in the oven and then see how it works being put in this little thing. Everything has been baked, and as you can see I sculpted a little face hugger last night. A little bit rough and ready, but I'm not a sculptor, so this is the best I can do. I've just done a base coat on this, waiting for this to dry, and then I can do another layer on it, wait for that to dry, flip it over, and then start doing details. I have also set this guy into here, and I'm just about to do a base coat on this. I've noticed that on examples of actual brooches and necklaces from the Victorian era, the background tends to be coloured and then the actual design is left white. So what I'm going to do is do like a light blue and then like kind of weather it and darken it a little bit and do more like a creamy white for the actual alien, and again weather it and stuff and really bring out some of these details. My final steps were to attach a little bead to the bottom of the brooch and to hot glue a badge pin to the back of the brooch and the face hugger. I changed my mind and went for a darker colour on the background. Well, I think we've learned a lot from this one. Primarily that I can't sculpt very well and I'm better at painting in 2D. I think the hat turned out pretty well. I love the feathers and I think it gives the shape that I wanted quite nicely. It's subtle enough that if I took the face hugger off, I could potentially use it for another late Victorian costume. Speaking of the face hugger, I think it turns out alright. Like I said, I'm not a sculptor and I've never used Fimo before, so I think I did okay considering. I'm also so glad I scrapped the idea with the chest burster. It was just way too big and unwieldy and just would have looked rubbish. I think the brooch was reasonably successful. The sculpt could be better, but it's recognisable as an alien. I've still got a bunch of those backs, so there's nothing stopping me having another go at some point. Overall, I think this was a success. I've now got 2 new pieces to add to this costume and I think they help to tie things together really nicely. My next video will be my last one and it will be making the jacket and I'm super excited for that. If you've enjoyed this video and fancy giving it a like, it would be very much appreciated. I'm always open to your suggestions and constructive criticisms, so anything you'd like to see, let me know in the comments. If you'd like to see more videos of me trying to make things, then why not subscribe and hit that bell so you can be notified the next time I upload a video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.